Hello students, welcome to the e-learning platform presented by Mechanical Engineering Department of Dr. Bapuji Saloke Institute of Engineering and Technology, Kolhapur.
The learning objectives for today's session are: number 1, study of drawing and its characteristics. The process of drawing a sheet metal into cup size shape or into a cup is called drawing. Hmm. In today's session, we will study how drawing process is carried out and its different characteristics, that is blank size, blank diameter, and force required for drawing. Second, study of other operations. Other operations are other than the blanking, piercing, which we have seen in previous sessions and till now, and other operations such as the embossing, coining, bulging will be studied in today's session. Starting with drawing. Drawing or deep drawing is a operation. Drawing operation is the process of forming a flat piece of material into hollow shape by means of punch, which causes the blank to flow into the die cavity. Round sheet metal block is placed over a circular die cavity, over a circular die opening, and held in a place with blank holder, and punch forces down into the die cavity. Crinkling occurs at the edges in the drawing process. There are two types of drawing, that is shallow drawing. If the depth of the formed cup is less than the diameter, two times the diameter, and second is deep or moderate drawing, that is depth of the formed cup is greater than the two times the diameter. Round sheet metal block is placed over a circular die opening and held in a place with blank punch and holder, and the punch forces down into the die cavity. If the H by D ratio is less than 0.5, it is called as deep drawing. If the H by D ratio is greater than 0.5, it is called as shallow drawing. So there are two types of drawing: shallow drawing and deep drawing. Again, drawing is a process of forming a flat blank of a sheet metal into hollow vessel without much wrinkling, trimming, or fracturing. The process involves forcing the sheet metal blank into the die cavity with a punch. The punch exerts sufficient force to the blank, and the metal is drawn over the edge of the die opening and into the die. In forming a cup, however, the metal goes completely into the die as shown in figure aside. The metal being drawn must possess a combination of ductility and strength so that it does not rupture in critical area where metal bends the punch face to vertical portion of the punch. The metal in this area is subjected to stress that occurs when metal is pulled from the blank into the die. A setup similar to that used for blanking is used for drawing, with the difference is that the punch and die are given necessary rounding at the corners to permit the smooth flow of metal during drawing. The blank of appropriate dimension is placed within the guides on the die plate. The punch descends slowly, that is, the punch moves slowly on the blank, and the metal is drawn into the die, and the blank is formed into the shape of cup as the punch reaches the bottom of the die. When cup reaches the counter board portion of the die, the top edge of the cup formed and the punch expands a bit due to spring back effect. On the return stroke of the punch, the cup is stripped off by the punch by this counterbore portion. The term shallow drawing is used when height of cup formed is less than half its diameter. When drawing deeper cup height greater than half of diameter, the chances of excessive wrinkle formation at the edges of blank increases. To prevent this, a blank holder is normally placed. As the drawing process proceeds, the blank holder stops the blank from increasing in thickness beyond a limit and allows the metal to flow radially. The limiting thickness is controlled by the gap between the die and the blank holder or by the spring pressure in case of spring loaded blank holder. Next is blank size. It is generally difficult to find the exact size of the blank needed for drawing a given cup because of thinning and thickening of metal sheet during the drawing operation. The simple relations can be used to determine the blank diameter. The first, the diameter of the blank can be calculated using the formula d is equal to under root d square plus 4dh minus 0.5 times r, when d is less than 20 times the radius, or d is equal to under root d square plus 4dh minus 5 times r when d is between 10r and 15r, where d is the blank, capital D is the blank diameter, small d is the outside diameter of the cup, h is the height of the cup, and r is the corner radius on the punch. Blank diameter before forming can be calculated using the formula d is equal to under root d square plus 4dh. So these are the formulas used to calculate the blank size and the blank diameter of an cup that has to be drawn. Next is drawing force drawability. For cylindrical shape having circular cross section, the maximum drawing force can be determined from the relation P is equal to K into T into D into T into Y, where P is nothing but the drawing force, T is equal to thickness of material, K is equal to factor whose value is approximately equal to 0.6, capital D is equal to blank diameter, small d is equal to outside diameter of the cup, and Y is yield strength of the material. Next is drawability. Drawability is the ratio of initial blank diameter to the diameter of the cup drawn from the blank. For a given material, the limiting draw ratio is given by LDR, given by DO upon DP. Ratio of DO upon DP is nothing but the drawability E, where DO is the blank diameter whereas DP is the diameter of the punch. Factors affecting the drawability of the material. There are various factors which contribute to the proper drawing of the sheet metal. Some of them are mentioned below. First, die radius should be about 10 times the thickness of sheet. The die radius should be about 10 times of sheet thickness. Second, punch radius, a sharp radius can lead to tearing and thinning of the sheet or fracturing of the sheet. So it should be avoided. Third, clearance between punch and die should be greater than the sheet thickness to about 20 to 40%. The clearance should be greater than 20 to 40% than the sheet thickness between the punch and die. Fourth, hold down pressure about 2% of average yield strength and hold and tensile strength. That is, the pressure to hold down the cup at the end of drawing operation is called as hold down pressure. It should be at least about 2% of average yield strength and tensile strength. And last, lubricate die side to reduce friction in drawing. The friction in this process is created if the proper friction lubrication is provided, then the drawability can be improved. Methods to improve the drawability. First, this can be done by using rubber pads in the tool setup. By using rubber pads, we can improve the tool setup and increase the drawability. Drawability can be increased by roughening the punch. The punch should not be sharp so that it can mm, cause tearing and wrinkling of the sheet. The punch should always be rough. Third, withhold the lubrication to punch improves the drawability. That is, lubrication on the punch increases the drawability. Next, hitting the flange region may shift the failure. And last, by controlling the crystallographic texture, drawability can be increased. Crystallographic texture is nothing but the grain structure of the material. By controlling the grain structures of the material, drawability of a material can be increased. Next is embossing. Embossing is an operation in which sheet metal is drawn into shallow depth with male and female matching dies as shown in the figure aside. The operation is carried out mostly for the purpose of stiffening the flat panels or to imprint something. The operation also sometimes used for making decorative items such as number plates or name plates, jewelry, etc. Embossing is an operation used in making raised figures on sheets with corresponding relief on other side. The process initially involves drawing and bending of the sheet metal. Next is bulging. The basic forming process of bulging involves placing tubular or conical or curvilinear part into a split female die and expanding it with, say, polyethylene plug. The punch is then retracted, the plug returns to its original shape and the part is removed by opening the die. Tube bulging is a sheet metal manufacturing process in which some part of internal geometry of hollow metal tube is subjected to pressure, causing the tube to bulge, that is, to expand outward. The area being in bulge is usually constrained with die that can control its geometry as shown in figure. Total length of tube will be decreased because of the widening of bulge area. There are different metal bulging techniques employed in manufacturing industry. One main group of process uses an elastomer plug, usually polyurethane. This plug is placed within the tube. Pressure is applied to elastomer plug as shown in figure, causing it to bulge. The expanding outward, the plug bends the sheet metal tube. Upon the removal of the force, the elastomer plug returns to its shape original shape and can be easily removed. Polyurethane plugs are durable and create good pressure distribution over the surface during bending. Next is coining. Coining is essentially a cold forging operation except for the fact that flow of metal occurs only at the top layer and not on the entire volume. The coining die consists of punch and dies which are engraved with the necessary details required on both the sides of the final object. Coining process as shown in figure involved the pressure involved in coining are very high of order about 1600 megapascal because of very fine details that are normally desired in coining. Coining is used for making coin, medals and similar article for impression on decorative items. Coining is serve metal squeezing operation in which flow of metal occurs only at the top layer of the material and not through the values. The operation is carried out in closed die mainly for purpose of producing fine details such as needed in minting coins, medal and jewelry making. Next process is swagging. Swagging is metal forming process of reducing diameter of a rod or tube by forcing it into the die with the help of reciprocating blow. This will plastically deform the metal and force it into flow into die and acquire the shape of the die and the cavity. The fundamental concept is similar to the forging, but it uses the reciprocating die for repeated hammering, which forces the metal into the die. The swagging process, as shown in figure, the die cavity contains the exact shape which we want to produce on the rod or tube. This process is used to form screwdrivers, soldering iron tip, etc. This process works same of the principle of plastic deformation, in which workpiece or more appropriate rod is forced into predefined cavity where it deform and convert into shape of die cavity. It is a cold working process and is performed into two parts. Thank you. This is it for today's session. In today's session, we have completed almost the last part of our sixth chapter. The only point remaining, forging, is for your self-study. Forging process has been taught to you in advanced manufacturing. That part is remaining and that is for your self-study. Thank you.